안녕하세요, 김통수입니다. 오늘 3시즌에 대한 정보가 미리 공개됐는데요. 일단 신규 전장이 공개가 됐는데 3시즌에 나올 신규 전장은 이전에 일본의 밤이라고 컨셉 아트가 공개됐던 전장인데요. 이 전장은 혼합 모드 전장이고요. 디자인은 일본의 현대와 과거를 혼합해서 느낄 수 있는 그런 디자인이라고 생각하는데 개인적으로는 사이버펑크 느낌도 드네요. 또 시마다 가문과 연결된 하시모토의 빌딩이 있어서 스토리도 담겨있는 전장입니다. 그리고 이벤트 매치도 보여드릴 건데 이벤트 매치 보니까 길이 좀 좁고 사이드가 많아 보여서 적응이 살짝 어렵지 않을까 싶어요. 하지만 구간마다 컨셉이 조금씩 다른 느낌이라 전장을 보는 맛은 확실히 있는 것 같습니다.
One where you're kind of getting yelled at, so now we go into game
and we have the crazy raccoon. These are so cute.
Dude, you guys are always killing it. I feel like it hits another level every single time. Tell me about like a little bit of like kind of the inception of this map, how it came to be.
Yeah, so there's an artist on our team that I mentioned was Andrew, and he really loved this music genre called city pop in Japan. And he kept saying, hey, this music has this awesome vibe, beautiful colors. And so he was showcasing these concepts he was working on and this mood board that he created. And we said, okay, that feels like a unique version of Tokyo that would fit the world of Overwatch.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks awesome. Definitely a unique kind of take on everything. The mech here,
yes.
Kind of the statue.
We have
yeah. It feels like we're like, hey, like a little King's Row, like up another notch, right? So can you tell me a little bit about how it plays or how it's played when you guys have been testing?
Yes.
Like, I know, like, is it more of a close quarter map, big sight lines? Kind of what's your feel for it?
Yeah, a lot of the objectives are a little closer than usual. Definitely King's Row being highly inspiration for some of the layout of the map. There's a ton of verticality that we usually balance a bit well with this map.
Oh.
So I find that almost every hero has a ability to use their powers in a meaningful way on this map.
Right, as we kind of get into game here a little bit, as the world starting off pretty good here, as Lethal kind of gets up to the sky with the aid of the Jetpack Cat. And you've been here a little bit, you've been watching some of the games, like Jetpack Cat is kind of taking over here, man. I mean, when you guys like were, when that hero, obviously you're kind of seeing it in the playtesting.
Right.
Like, what was your first reaction seeing Jetpack Cat kind of come to life?
Yeah, the whole team was like, are we doing it? We're doing it. So, but at some point, he became so fun and unique for the game. We knew that we had something special in the hero, so we continued to push forward. And he's also been around for a long time. There's this thumbnail on the napkin that, that's been around for a while, so it was time.
It's like deep lore of the Overwatch team IRL kind of showed up in the game. Okay, so Jake, the payload gets taken here. Like how Dion was messaging, like the objective is really close to the spawn there, which is really interesting compared to other hybrid maps. Jake, what's your thoughts here as we kind of go through this area of the map, just kind of what you're seeing?
I mean, this high ground control that you're seeing KSG fight for looks to me to be super important. And I love this train hazard moving through the map. I mean, this is going to be an area you want to fight, but you've got to manage that hazard out. Tayo picks up a kill, and you can hear the crowd reacting. Japan wants to see a victory for their hometown squad.
And Dion, this has to be a pretty sick moment for you as well, because like I can't remember the time, we've done a bunch of these, right, where we review the map, but like to do it in the place where the map is set. But that's something like pretty kind of like special to be able to combine those two.
Yeah, it's been pretty awesome. It's something we've been wanting to do for a long time, is launch a map in a way that it syncs up with a lot of cool things like the championship in Tokyo and drop the map. The team worked hard to line the dates together, but we couldn't be more proud of everyone.
Yeah, and I mean, just kind of hearing the crowd reaction here when they heard that it was Tokyo and starting to see, obviously, has to be kind of going all the way back to the dev team at home. It's a self-destruct. Ooh, nice hazard wall there by Hawk. Being able to block this is, I know, Jake, just kind of, we've been talking a little bit, like Japan has really leveled up in terms of like their Overwatch skill over the years, specifically this one.
It's going to be a test for him this fight, though. Coming back on the retake. End of this checkpoint is always on pretty much every hybrid map in the game. A crucial fight to be able to win, but the Team World getting a lot of space. Nico could be shutting it down, but a Cat Pfizer, one of the most fun combos to execute, shut down by Wida.
You know, we've seen a lot of the jetpack. So is there a, for the monorail, is it on like a timer or does it kind of, how does that work? Because I'm trying not to die to it.
Yeah, it's not quite on a timer, but there's some signals when it will come.
I saw it, it lights up red with that ominous color. It's like, get out of here. You are on
barrier
notice.
comes down.
Do not stick around for long. But it's interesting because that position looks so powerful. You might want to take some risks, spend some time up there, and then, you know, don't stay too long.
Right.
That's going to be me getting hit by it. Zoned out in the night, just like, oh, I'm up here, I'm good. And then all of a sudden.
And there's some spicy jetpack cat carries into the train as well.
Oh, that's like a new tech. I believe actually for, that was the jetpack cat inside of the orbital ray, ends up getting taken out as you know, OWCS, the Japan team here, starting to kind of heat up as they control a little bit of this high ground on the defensive side of things. Now, we haven't seen it yet, but talk to us a little bit about the end of the map, right? Because that always has some cool kind of you know, lore and kind of meaning to it.
Yeah, I wanted to note that the official name of the map is Neon Junction.
Yeah.
Yep. And the end of the map takes place in kind of a kabuki theater owned by the Hashimoto clan.
Oh,
and behind the theater, the first spawn room that the defense spawns in, or the defense spawns, is basically Hashimoto lair. Back there.
I mean, that's one of those storylines I think fans have always been really interested in historically in Overwatch, right? Like learning more about the Hashimoto clan. What is this that, you know, Genji Hanzo is such a contested story in their lore. Do we learn more about that from this map? Is that going to be something for fans to really dive deep on?
There's a ton in this map. Multiple spawn rooms related to the Hashimoto, where the Hanzo and Genji weapons are created, those type of anima weapons. There's a spawn room dedicated to just that.
And like how Jake was kind of talking to you, it got me kind of thinking back to like that cinematic with Hanzo and Genji. Like it was like the one. I was like, oh my god, this is unbelievable.
I was just a kid,
so
man. I was like chills.
Now you're making me a Dion feel old. He was a kid.
This is like, I mean, for me, 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
This is like a huge part of my life, and to see it kind of come full circle here, really a special thing in Tokyo.
Yeah, a lot of love in the map.
Yeah, as Hawk will get demec'd here and really in a rough spot now, Team World. So, man, Hawk has been staggered out on the Diva a few times at this event. As see now, it's probably going to be just one more fight potentially for the Japan team to be able to win.
It's looking a little rough for the world here. Japan planting their mark in the sand. You will go no further, and it's been quite a few fights back-to-back for them on the defense.
The great thing, Dion gave us a little bit of an update on what happens at the end of the map. We may not see it here with how good Japan has been on defense, as Team World will try and step up, kind of control some of that high ground, as they do have a Kitsune Rush available. The Emre ult here popped by Lethal, so just trying to create spaces.
I'm so glad we got to see it. I was convinced maybe these players wouldn't let it happen.
You know what, though? Hey, there's something to being world first, right, Dion?
Yes.
There's something to being world first. I mean, hey, like, look, they're playing pretty well. It's like, hey, I have an opportunity. Look, Tayo's a content creator. He has the opportunity to get a clip there. I mean,
he's been a showman. I've seen an emote from him in this game.
Yeah, not saying that was on purpose, but, you know, hey, I mean, I'm sure he'll have that clip on social in like 10 minutes as the payload now continuing to move here through the world, so for Team World. How far away are they? Okay, so is that like kind of the next objective right there, like as the next choke?
Right out front of the Hashimoto building.
Rally from Rack Attack could be huge this fight. Low numbers engagement on card, and the self-destruct pulled deep into the back line. Shuts down Cloud. And Rack stands strong on the point. I think Team World might just be getting us through the last point, giving the people what they want, closer to that Kabuki Theater and the Hashimoto lair.
And like, that just shows, like, you know, Jetpack Cat obviously that when the hero came in, a lot of people were like going for clips and stuff, right? And I think like now with how we're seeing like people get bashed up in the sky and all these other different things, I think we're just starting to scratch the surface of like the chaos that this hero can kind of bring to the table. Where it's obviously a huge moment, when like all those new heroes kind of came in at one time, right? It had to be great to see like just really the shake-up to the game that it brought.
Check this out, Matt. Get that closer look at the payload. Oh, I see exactly what you're talking about. I mean, what a beautiful part of the map here as we get a beautiful pulse. It is nice stuff.
Hey. And it looks like, Dion, this part of the map actually is looks pretty like tight and short. Like they kind of get around that first corner, then make the next turn.
Yeah.
Pretty similar to King's Row, like you were mentioning.
Yes, correct. A lot of the points are a little tighter than, just to mix it up a bit.
I think that's interesting because like we don't really have another map that's like an escort or hybrid that plays in that like close quarter type of geometry. I think it's really cool that you guys have gone that route with it.
That was the goals of the level design team, was to achieve a similar feeling to King's Row and some of our other more popular hybrid maps.
Yeah, I think it also, Jake, like as we kind of like talk on the almost like competitive side of things, right? Like with the design like this, it even opens things up for more heroes to get involved as Cloud will take out Yamablood, and that was huge. I mean, the sim wall available as Hawk going on to the Doom Fist, but looks like he will get shut down. But yeah, a map close quarter here, like Jake, I mean, it allows other heroes to really kind of shine.
Very good for the Kiriko ult, though, I will say, Matt. I mean, I don't know if the designers were considering it, but these tight quarters, congested spots where the rush just envelops the entire map. As an overtime fight begins, Lethal does shut down Tayo. Creates an opening for Team World to potentially look towards the full cap with Hawk adding on.
Yes, I mean, this looks like Team World. Okay, I was going to say potentially taking it is, you see they've actually kind of gone here for a back cap.
Oh,
so,
wow. What a scene in here.
Yeah, I mean, Japan has to get back here towards the payload. I mean, they're in a really weird spot. They have one player coming out of the spawn. That's going to be Tayo here on the Reaper as Hawk gets dangerously low yet again. Meteor Strike here used, getting back on top of the payload. I do not think that's going to be good enough as Team World knocked off of the payload.
You're feeling the progress just through the visuals. And so this one, we like took the best of every map that we could, applied it to Tokyo.
That is like, it's something that when you're playing the game, you're not really thinking about it. Like the lighting kind of guiding you a little bit through, or just kind of changing the map. But like what you describe is like the feel, where it's like, I think that's something that Overwatch does that like a lot of other games just can't. Like where you're playing as like a Winston, you kind of feel like that you kind of feel it.
The fantasy is there, right?
You can't really explain it. You just kind of like feel it. And I think with the maps, yeah, you kind of alluded to King's Row, and then kind of looking at this one, right? Like the progression of as you're kind of going to these close quarter areas, and there's like more, darkness or lightness, right? And you're kind of getting closer, and you kind of have the illumination over the point. It really is kind of next level. So I'm curious now we see this from an offensive POV, because we can get a better chance to look at kind of like where the objective is. So you weren't kidding, Dion. I mean, they get right out of the spawn, and they're really close, right around that statue.
Yes.
Yeah, that is something, Jake, that we don't really have, I think, in other really maps, right? That the fight is this open over the point right away.
Closer, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like it because I think some of the weaknesses of other hybrid maps can be really hard to cap first point. You kind of feel like, oh, where's the rest of it? What's the full story here? And I think to maybe give some powerful defender positions deeper into the map, but balance them with better attacker opportunities early, for me, from a competitive perspective, is actually really exciting. I feel like this is a map where, those final clashes in the Kabuki Theater are going to be epic moments when this is played in an esports context.
Yeah, and I know potentially a lot of my games end at the statue. How my game's going home. we may not see the theater, so I'd love to see it here. But it looks like Team World at least gets a hold here on defense right away. As I mean, we have seen in this show match and at this event a lot of Mizuki. So I know Mizuki really kind of starting to show up in the meta a little bit.
He's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of the whole idea with being able to kind of heal multiple targets, like the hat, like the teleport. I mean. Just a really awesome design. That's going to be a nano here on a KSG up towards that high ground. Some nice help, though, from Team World being able to keep their players alive, but they're getting bullied back off of the point as Whiteout finds Yamablood, so the soldier gone. Not as much just raw damage here from Team World. This very much looks like it's going to be a point take here. Jake is, hold on, Team World, they come back.
The Sanctuaries now create that Venn diagram on point. Hawk taking the opportunity to hold the space with the high noon channeled from Nico. This one looks tough for Team World. Hawk evades, but not long enough. Has to self-destruct to get back into the suit, but still a fight to be had. Oh, the next from Hawk, and Lethal opens with the living weapon.
That is brutal there, where Hawk gets that remake. Lethal starting to pop off on the Emre as we are getting a really awesome match here on Neon Junction to show things off coming in Season 3. I gotta see, how long have you been here in Japan? Like, have you gotten to do anything like really fun around the cities?
Yeah, I've been here since last Wednesday.
Oh, nice.
And I've done a lot of shopping.
Oh, yeah.
Vintage watch shopping, like Seiko's. And,
Yeah.
you know, enjoying the food and the people. It's just an amazing place. So,
Yeah, we've had so much fun here.
Yeah.
I mean, the food, the people, just being able to kind of like walk around, sightsee. It's like, oh, what's down there? Let's go that way. It's like, let's explore a little bit. So we've had an awesome time here at Champions Clash. Will be a blade here for Tayo, trying to get Japan over the line here. Is very close.
Yeah, the pressure on point looks to be overwhelming. Hawk out of the suit, last defender to fall. This payload will get rolling for Team Japan.
I mean, we can't have Team Japan go out like that. They can't be full held on home territory.
Lethal's coming for this win. Lethal needs
Yeah.
a map win on land, and he's going to fight for it. You got to earn this on Team Japan.
Yeah, we had Rack over here, Dion, before. Obviously, he was playing for Team World, and he was saying that, you know, Hawk and Lethal, Team SSG, they had a rough go in terms of the meta. Didn't have a great fair. Oh, okay. Tayo's going 2 for 2 there for a second.
Hats off to the lighting engineer, because
Yeah.
the ominous feeling in there with you need to get out. Like, right? Like, the first time you play this map, I feel like you already know, I don't want to
Yeah.
be here much longer.
Right, it goes like really dark and red, and then you're gonna have it. It comes pretty quick. I mean, not a lot of time to react.
It wasn't like that for a while, but a couple play tests, and we're like, dude, we need to know
Maybe
when the train is
train is being a little too much here.
I'm sure Custo is getting annihilated by the train. Yeah, he was just spamming emails about the train. As both sanctuaries here just kind of dropped on top of each other, so going to be a death ball fight inside as Hawk is going to go over to Roadhog. I know it's not a ton of Roadhog play at the event, but I mean, in combination with the Mizuki, really difficult to play around. So 2 minutes here on the clock for Japan.
I need to see Hawk hook somebody into the train. I need to see it. I mean, I think he's thinking about it too, playing in that high ground.
Dude, Dion mentioning the jetpack cat ult into the train has me thinking about, like, why doesn't anybody do that on Oasis, right? Just grab people into the highway and just like
Put them in the street.
Yeah, put it in the street. I mean, it is so demoralizing getting taken by that ultimate.
It is.
Yeah.
There's some things you can't hear, obviously, right now, but the
Yeah.
sound design on this map is insane. The sound design team just...
Is there some special things to like look out for in terms of the sound design? Like anything that kind of stands out to you, or just kind of like the ambience of
Just the
map?
ambience and the music, and when you step into some of the shops and you step outside, it feels like Japan.
I mean, dude, we saw like 2 of the shops, it felt like, and the crowd here is going crazy. It's going to be like, I'm sure people are going to explore this map just like alone and just going to go into every single store, figure out like where all the plushies are, all the little secrets. Is okay, KSG not going to get back in mech, but getting a little bit closer to that second checkpoint, Jake.
Huge fight here for Nico. A win could be massive for the squad, but can't quite get the connection. With KSG off the spawn, might be a regroup, but Team Japan showing a lot of fight. Team World's got to step up to the plate here.
Yeah, whole hog available here for Hawk.
We don't get to say that very much.
No, we don't get many opportunities to say whole hog available. Yeah, it's Hawk just trying to take a breather, trying to get out of harm's way.
He needs a lot of breathers. Oh, it does pop the mech on KSG, so Hawk finding something here, and Lengsa quietly on the Mizuki, picking up one on the flank.
Yeah, and I know Lengsa already has another ult here, so Hawk with a hook finds another. Is now Japan in a really rough spot, Jake. I mean, just the support ults to work with. You were talking about, though, with how this map's shaped. Do you really think that Kiriko's ultimate could be pretty huge?
Yeah, I like both Kiriko and Mizuki, right, with those support ults that are locked to a position on the ground. These tight corridors really mitigate the weakness of that style. Nico looking for a cheeky pick on the flank, but Yamima might just best him with the soldier heal. Lethal comes in for the assist.
Yes, they kind of find him on an off angle. You do have the Transcendence available. It will be KSG who gets on, gets a touch.
Whole hog in overtime.
They're so worried about this whole hog. It's going to be a Transcendence here. Going to be Lengsa popping the ultimate. What happened to Lethal? Lethal ends up falling there.
Oh, no.
Goes down. Maybe the OC from Tayo is going to be enough to close this one out. Look is good, but the Matrix is better. Keeps the hero for Japan. The crowd goes wild. Looks like we are going to come down to a final clash in this third point.
And I think, you see kind of the gate opens there as it kind of unlocks that third point. And I think you were talking about before, Dion. I mean, you can see the lighting, right, as we kind of go in towards this last part of the map, really start to like brighten up. But it also has like these dark features with the wood and stuff like that that makes it like it feel very impactful and like the climax is about to happen of the map.
More drama near the Kabuki theater drama.
I love all this art on the walls, right? All that unique customization.
You can see like the swords on the walls too as you kind of move in here, right? Some of the weapons as well. So just kind of like little tidbits. And what's if you got one part when people get in here and check out this map, like what shop are you looking for? Where are you spending your time telling people to go look for? Like we saw the crowd kind of pop off with the CR stuff and like the Winston plushies. Like, is there any one part of the map that you're just like, oh, this is so like sick, you have to check it out?
It's funny, we haven't seen it, but it's the anima weapon room, the room that they crate the weapons in.
Yeah.
This has been designed beautifully. So it's one of the spawn rooms, the forward spawn that you spawn in.
Yeah.
I think people should check that out when they get a chance.
And that'll be pretty awesome. We don't get a lot of spawn room footage here, but in terms of like lore and how people think about the game and just kind of the universe, getting a chance to kind of see that. And it's awesome like how you guys are able to like weave in those like lore moments like pretty naturally throughout the maps.
Right. This one very carefully. There's a lot of, I can't spoil it, but even this layer behind, there's a huge significance to it that will be revealed soon.
In time. As Japan getting very close here to finishing the deal off. Not able to use that whole hog. Nico comes up with another.
And it's a nail biter for Team Japan. Getting the finish, closing this one out. Team World sent packing.
오버워치 월드컵 관련된 내용인데요. 일단 예선 일정이 공개됐습니다. 아시아는 5월 29일부터 31일까지 진행되며 첫 경기는 한국과 일본의 경기로 시작합니다. 혹시나 이번 옵드컵에 참가하는 한국 선수들을 모르시는 분들도 있을 것 같아서 잠깐 빠르게 보여드리자면 탱커의 준빈, 맥스 선수, 딜러의 희상, 선준, 스토커 선수, 힐러의 초롱, 심플 선수가 참가합니다. 또한 옵드컵 스킨도 따로 나올 예정인데요. 아시아, 아메리카, 유럽 이렇게 지역별로 나오고요. 아시아는 안란, 디바, 위버, 겐지, 유럽은 벤데타, 모이라, 아나, 위도우, 아메리카는 애쉬, 솔저, 솜브라, 캐서디가 공개됐는데 묶음 상품으로 프로필 카드, 아이콘, 무기 장식품, 스프레이도 같이 공개됐습니다. 그리고 드롭스 보상도 있는데요. 스프레이, 아이콘, 스킨, 배틀패스 건너뛰기, 거기에 e스포츠 전리품 상자까지 주는 드롭스니까 이번 예선을 통해 꼭 챙겨가시기 바라고요. 더해서 이번 오버워치 월드컵의 특별한 영상도 공개가 됐습니다. 오늘 전해드린 소식 어떠셨나요? 여러분의 의견이나 질문이 있다면 댓글을 남겨주세요. 저는 여러분의 댓글을 전부 읽어보고 있습니다. 이 채널은 여러분의 후원과 관심으로 만들어지고 있습니다. 영상이 마음에 드신다면 좋아요와 구독을 눌러주세요. 지금까지 하고 싶은 대로 게임하면서 통수 안 치는 김통수였습니다. 감사합니다.